Hello beautiful people, welcome back to another stream Facecam Overlay design tutorial. Today, we will be creating this clean looking Facecam Overlay for free. Don't worry, I will show you every step. If you have never opened any design tool, you can create your own Facecam or webcam overlay border without any issue. Before starting, let's talk about today's sponsor, Owd3d PRO. Owd3d PRO is the ultimate place to get professionally made stream overlays and streaming tools to take your live streaming to the moon. No matter what your niche is, Owd3d PRO got you covered. They have the most extensive and largest collection of a total of 600 plus premium stream overlays, packages, alerts, and more. Another thing, they also have copyright-free music to choose from. So, ready to step up your live streaming career and stand out from the crowd, Owd3d PRO may be your place to go. Use the link in the description box below and use the code EMSQ at the checkout to get 50% off when you are ready to upgrade. Back to the video. Go to photopea.com and create a new project. As always, choose 1920 for height and 1080 for width. Keep the resolution to 72. I will copy the colors from my previous episode, where I have shown how to create the coolest stream starting soon screen. But you can also find the assets and color codes link in the description box below. Add a color overlay layer by clicking the half circle icon. Delete the existing background layer by unlocking the layer. If you click the colored box, you can change the color later in the future. Press Ctrl+R to enable the rulers. Once you see those numbers, drag your mouse from left to right. And when you see some snapping effect, then release your mouse button. Do the same thing for the upper side as well. Once done, you will have a nice middle portion of the canvas. Now, choose the rectangle tools and press anywhere on the canvas. Then type your Facecam resolution. Then hold Shift and drag any of the corners inside. This will make sure the aspect ratio is correct. For the colors, I will first do the rough sketches. Press Ctrl+J to duplicate the shape layer. Hit Ctrl+Alt+T to enable transform tools. Then make the shape smaller in height and make it wider a little bit. To make the upper shape centered to the existing Facecam overlay, select both layers and click the Center Align tool. Again, draw another rectangle for the bottom part. Make the height a little bit more and keep the width exactly the same as the dummy Facecam box. Add extra space between the Facecam box and the bottom shape layer. If I hide the background layer, you will see the differences. It's texturing time. Select the bottom shape layer and right-click. Then choose Convert to Smart Object. After that, go to Filter and then choose Noise. Copy the settings of mine. Choose 15% for the amount and uncheck the monochromatic option. It will give that shape a nice rough look. Import the textures that you have downloaded from the link below. Place the texture on top of the bottom shape layer. Enable the transform option and stretch out the texture to fill the whole shape. Once you are happy with the positions of the texture, then select the screen as the blending option. At last, right-click the texture layer and select Clipping Mask. It will keep the texture layer only where the bottom layer is situated. In this case, the bottom layer is the bottom shape layer. Add another rectangle shape with the primary blue color. Make sure you have made the new rectangle shape layer as a clipping mask, so it stays within the bottom layer. You can make further adjustments to the new shape layer, but for now, I will again choose the shape tool and then will a thin stroke. Also, make sure you have put the shape layer under the texture layer, so the texture also applies to the new shape layer. Well, let's add the texts. Select the text layer and draw an area where the text will remain. Type your text and move to the text load option. Select the fonts you want to use. Throughout this free stream design series, I will be using Highrise and Newark font. Both of them are free to download. You will get the links as well below. Once you have imported the fonts, search the names of the font in the search bar. Then from the Font Properties option, you can make further adjustments. Now double-click the text layer to reveal the layer styles. Choose the gradient overlay color. I will choose the top gradient color to pure white, and the bottom color will be a darker tone. It will not be too dark but a subtle tone to give a 3D look. The rest of the settings can be like mine. In the end, add a thin stroke with white color. Then make it look more easily readable by adding a subtle drop shadow. You can then import the icon you want to use. I have got this start icon from Icons8. Make sure the icon is in PNG format. Once imported, adjust the size of the icon and double-click the layer. Add gradient overlay into it and give that yellow gradient. It will be very easy. Simple, choose one side as the main yellow color, and the second color will be a darker tone than the main color. Add an inner glow. Make sure the settings are like mine for the best result possible. Finish the icon editing with an outer glow. You can again add another star icon and give that a solid light color if you want. Make sure you have enabled the clipping mask of the star icon, so it stays only in between the bottom frame. Select the polygonal lasso tool and draw an electric kind of line. But be sure you have picked the right color before this step. And also, you have joined the last point to the start point, so it makes the selection. When you see a dashed line, hit Ctrl plus backspace to fill the selection to the selected foreground color. At any point, if you want to change the color, you click the thumbnail icon while holding Ctrl. It will again make the selection. Then you can change the foreground color to your desired color. Well, I will copy and paste the elements to the right side with some size adjustments. You can make it obvious like the left side, but I think you can use the right space for more important alerts. So bigger the space will be a great thing. Once we are done with the bottom part, let's move to the upper side. As always, double-click the upper layer and enable Gradient Overlay. Then I will use the primary color and the dark tone of the primary color. If you want a nice-looking gradient only using a single color, this is a basic thing. Always add the same primary color to both ends of the gradient tool. Then make one side color to a darker tone. At last, I will add a stroke with 2 pixels width. Add the main color we are using for the gradient. In this case, it's yellow. Once we are done, let's move to the last element. Add another rectangle box in the middle of the face cam. You can use the rulers as a guide. Then choose the Direct Selection tool. If you can't see the tools, simply left-click on this pointer icon. Once you have selected the Direct Selection tools, click any box point. Then hold down Shift and press your left arrow 3 or 5 times according to your likings. Do the same thing for the other side as well. The bottom shape will be less wide, and the upper part will look wider. To make it cooler, I will do the same thing on the upper 2 points. Not make it too harsh and wide. Keep it subtle. Double-click the upper shape layer and add the Gradient Overlay. This time I will be using the primary blue color. Once done, add a stroke to it. But let me show you a cool trick. You can change the stroke color from one solid color to a gradient color. Select the option from the drop-down menu. Now, add a very light tone of the blue color we have used for the gradient. Click the upper color selector and change the opacity to 0%. It will give the box a nice look. You can play around with the angle to keep the gradient direction as per your needs. Again, add your brand name by selecting the text tool. I am using the high-rise font for this text. If you click and hold the middle bottom anchor box and move your mouse to the right or left, you will get the nice skew or italic effect. Then double-click the text layer and add a gradient overlay to it. Keep the end color to pure white and the start color to a bluish tone. Add a nice stroke and soft drop shadow. That's it. Let me know below if you want an in-depth tutorial of the layer styles options. Again, create another copy of the text and disable all the effects. But add only a stroke. Then make the fill option to 0%. Now, if you increase the size of the text, you will see it has a stroke look. Make it big, so it feels like the whole box. At last, make it a clipping mask, so it stays in between the box. To wrap up the design, select the polygonal lasso tools and draw a similar shape. You don't need to make it perfect, as we will use it to make the shadow. Keep the layer under the upper shape layer. Make it in black color. Then go to Filter and add a Gaussian blur. As you can see, the drop shadow has a pattern to it. It gives an angular look at the sides. You will get more flexibility by adding the shadow using this method than the normal method of adding the drop shadow. Well, we have reached the end of this tutorial. Let me show you how to save the overlay in the correct format. First of all, you have to disable any background you have. Once you can see the checkboard, that means there is no background. Then go to File and choose Save as PSD if you want a local copy. Choose Save as and then PNG. From there, choose 100% for the quality and hit Save. And there you go. Now, you have your own clean custom Facecam overlay. No Photoshop or expensive software is needed at all. Also, check out the next episode by clicking on the right side to create your custom Twitch panel and Discord server channel banners. Check the previous episode where I have shown how to create a custom stream starting soon screen using photopea for free. Catch you in the next one. Peace.